to more really bad drone footage. As always, on pending parts, there are some huge gaps in places, but I've finalised the platform. Again, pending more elevators, and I really need to do something about turning these into elevators now. Again, it was all very experimental, and but we're at a point now I can say that it's done. A bit more gap than I would like here, but it is what it is. Any higher, see, we would have a problem. That is quite tight. Even one plate higher, we would have a problem. So I'm not sure what more building I'll get done. I think I'll have to make use of the pieces that I've got, or the pieces that are coming, and then think about doing the rest of this in another order. But I'm really pleased with this. I suppose in the next part I'll just do a video of how I put this together, if I can remember, though I do have pictures and I've got this reference, and then I'll think about some details. So there we go, looking good. Probably be lots of building clips again now and then, a little outro. Be a bit of a while before I finish, but I'm going on a 2-week video cycle at the moment with this and SimCity. If it has to be more, then I'll do more SimCity, but not a problem. hello. Not sure just how much building footage I put on. A lot of what I've done in the last week has been hugely experimental and temporary for the most part. However, take a break from that to show you what we have done. My daughter and I have finally done the graffiti on the canal walls. I mean, we've been talking about doing this now for a year. So there's one piece of graffiti, 2 pieces of graffiti, and then the final piece of graffiti with a bat signal. They have a huge sense of humour in this place. One thing you will also see here, and you would have seen probably in the film, is escalators. We've built 6 of these in total, and I finished them off this evening actually, because I've been waiting for these grill tiles to come. Just push over here. Lighting's not so good, but you can see how they slot in. There's another one there. Not sure just how much of the footage I'll put, like I said, but that's not all. That's not all that's been done. You may remember these plates, platform plates. I've made them stronger and obviously finished the top of the subway ramp, leaving a gap for a pretend lift. Now I did actually try, when I was finishing them, to build them up as one big long panel, but that wasn't possible. And they were too flimsy, so we've got 3, which is my original plan, if you remember. A little update what's going over here. So if you, for example, that platform plate is exactly 1 base plate in width. Now these here are the base plates for the back of the station. See, I put another little pair of subway escalators, fake subway escalators, and I've been working with different methods of building platform supports. Now, these are the back of the station, so there's 1 track bed and 2 platforms on each, and that's actually proven to be quite a challenge. The 2 that are over here, say hello to my daughter's Lego village, by the way. This was relatively simple because there was two plat beds and a platform, but suffice to say this is more challenging. Kind of got a solution which may or may not be so temporary. There won't be any previous footage of it, but I might do it again for the new ones. But if I move here, the big news, or the 2 bits of big news, is that I thought of a system for the back of the station. We're going to have these glass panels. Now, I originally bought these for shop fronts, but they look really good for the back of the station and quite realistic. So they will match the plan. We have a plan for the inside of the station now, and they will match up with that and have a space for doors. I don't think we can do doors, But I did manage to get some magnetic connectors, so I have a lot of excess USB cables, which I was going to put in some, sorry, somewhere around about here. So I'm going to still have to put one USB cable in, so that's what I'm going to be working on now, because I do have the bits required to finish this off, or at least to finish prototyping. Now they're not the only things that I'm waiting for. I also have enough parts now to finish off the flatbeds, the track beds even, sorry. They will be coming in the next few days, along with some pieces to finish off these. So whilst this hasn't been particularly productive week since the last video, or since 2 or 3 minutes ago, or however long since the beginning of this video, I'm expecting quite a lot to happen now. So that might be this video, might be next video, we'll see. I will say bye for now. Well, hello again. And I think, as I said last time, it depends on how I edit this, and I use the term edit loosely. It's probably not been a very hands-on episode. As you can see, I started some tiling and a little proof of concept wireless connector points, which do work for the lighting. Now, again, I know I said it already, but I've no idea how I'm going to edit this. A lot's been going on, and a lot's been going on really behind the scenes. A lot of trial and error. So what we're seeing here is 2/3 of the back of the station. I'm going to have a massive Amsterdam and a Lego train signal here, symbol even. As you can see, the elevators are in place. They're not quite finished yet. And the reason they're not quite finished is because this is the last remaining third of the back of the station. So there's a glass roof, some tiling, and here what is going to be one of the first cafes. Now, details inside the cafe are going to be fun, so I'm probably going to build them on plates and then just put them in position. But I have to maintain the levels and the supporting for the platforms here, as you can see. Yeah, there's a little upgrade I did for the platforms and for the track beds. So this restaurant here, or this cafe, will be under one of the track beds at the back of the station. It's what I've been working on tonight. As you can see, my desk is incredibly messy, and I've got work in the morning, so it's going to be a fun day. I emptied some stuff out to give myself some space to work on down there. But back to the story at hand, and less of the rambling. I'm not getting any better at this, am I? So the back of the station was. Now, I think I mentioned this. You'll have to bear with me because I'm not certain whether I did or not. And again, there'll be some editing going on, so even if I did say it, I might not have done. The supporting of the track bed here is different at the back of the station, because on the middle of the station, what you saw me working on earlier, there's two railway tracks and one platform. Whereas here we've got 2 platforms and 1 track bed. So the support, I originally made it wider, but this has now allowed me to make it back to being narrower, and I think the beams look really good inside the restaurant. So this will be the back wall of the restaurant. I mean, menus and equipment and stuff. I mean, the detail is going to be really hard work, hence why I'm probably going to be pulling up the track bed several times and building that in a modular fashion, yada yada yada, with a wall here. And the reason there's a wall here is because there's a support under the track bed which the glass won't fit. So this level here, the bottom of the track bed, actually goes right on top of the glass. I've wedged it up at the moment, but that won't work because of this support. So I'll have to support the support and then build some kind of wall. But I also need to leave some room for the cabling, which, as you might see, is cunningly hidden, is here. So that will sort of branch off in different directions. and we'll eventually stop somewhere here to match with the connector that I showed you along there. So apologies, it's been a long time coming. It's been about 3 weeks since I know there's a slight backlog. It's been about 3 weeks, but it's now we're starting to do something a little bit more exciting, although it's still as much trial and error as anything else that I've done recently. So what I have bothered to record is probably going to be very much not necessarily redacted, but certainly edited out, because it's more trial and error than anything else. But that's where we are. So probably a lot more detail coming up soon. It's now the beginning of March, and I know I said I'd probably push on through spring and summer. Maybe I will. I probably will. But might be a while before a video on this subject. But we'll see how I go. I'm probably not going to do too much in the way of cooking utensils and menus and fridges and stuff like that just yet. But that'll all be against this back wall. So this is where the preparation bench will be. Sort of, I can't even get my hand in to show you. So that's there, between there and the back, behind these two supports. The supports will still form part of the restaurant. Behind there, I'm thinking will be the gents lavatory with a door over here. But we'll come to that. At the moment, I've got to work out levels and what I can get away with. But I think the cafe, detail apart, because everything's going to be complicated in terms of detail. You know, a wide open space like this will probably be harder than the lavatory, because that'll be, you know, mostly walls. And I've also got to factor in cabling. So I've got lots to do, lots to think about. I'll probably edit what I've recorded since, put it all together soon, and there'll be more coming. I do like how it looks though. I would have liked a bit more glass. There's no door there. I mean, I could probably find some glass, but then it's becoming wider, and then I've got a problem with the trackbed again. So, but I have to say, I mean, this bit here, from what I've seen on YouTube videos, because they've done a lot of work since the last time I was actually at the station. It's nearly 20 years now, actually. This does seem to be quite realistic with the back of the station. Sort of, not sea really, but river or larger canal side. It's all very glass, very black and glass. So, consciously using those colours. Not sure exactly how far I'll go in terms of realism. I suppose it depends on how much patience I've got. But this will do us for now. I'll get editing, and I've come to the decision to do it one base plate at a time now. I did some tiling over there, as you saw, and where the ticket barriers will be, and it's too much. It's too much in one hit. So I've got them, for example, for the back of the station. I've got them. They've got my levels. It's all been tested, which of course might be in the video that you saw already, because I might have edited it all in. So I'll work on this one, get it perfect, and then make sure that the levels match over there. My God, I've been rambling for 9 minutes, so thanks for bearing with me. Hopefully the next video will be a little less trial and error, although I don't think it will be. And then once everything here is sorted, I think the rest of the base plates will be relatively straightforward. It'll all be little rooms and cafes like this. It's because it's the first time. It's all a bit experimental, and that doesn't make good for YouTube. Not that this makes good YouTube either. I don't think anything I do is particularly good YouTube, but I do it to entertain. This is with all the editing, this has probably become incredibly long, so I will say goodbye. Happy Easter.